After transcribing the recorded interviews, I print out the transcripts and read them several times to get a general understanding of the data that has been collected. During the process, I wrote down some memos on the left margins to help me build up the ideas about how the data were to be coded. These memos include connections between the two interviews, connections to the literature review or my research questions, and my questions about a certain set of data, as well as some keywords that came to my mind while I was reading the transcripts. So the next step of coding was to read the transcripts in detail and then highlighted the information that was relevant to my research questions. So after that, I labeled them on the right margin, as you can see. Those are the labels that I added to the highlighted part. These labels were then further categorized into higher level categories or themes based on their similarities. So, for example, in one of the interviews, the participant said, I like to have them work in groups because they can have interactions with one another. Some higher level students can help the lower level students. So I noticed that she was talking about the benefits of cooperative learning or small group instructions. So I put down the label on the right margin, benefits of cooperative learning / small groups. And then after I did all the initial coding of the transcripts, I went through all the labels and I found that it was actually a strategy that the teacher used to support English language learners. So I wrote down the theme strategies. I'll show another example. So let's say here, when the teacher said, I have to deal with a group of 6 students at 4 different levels, so I have to go back and forth to meet their different learning needs. And I found that she talked about the same thing here. Another challenge is a high teacher-student ratio in English in ELL classes. So I noticed that she was actually talking about her experience of working with ELLs and the fact that she found it challenging to deal with so many students at the same time. So I wrote down the key points from her answers as high teacher to student ratio. And after I did all the coding, I found that it was actually talking about challenges of ELL teachers. So I wrote down the theme to show which larger category it should go to. So after I've done all the coding and labeling for both transcripts, I created an Excel file to reorganize my data. I started from finding all the labels with the same categories. So like all the labels with the category of challenges of ELL teachers and all the labels that says challenges of ELL students and strategies. And then I put them here under themes. So those are my initial or draft themes. These themes include factors impacting ELL's literacy development, challenges ELLs face at school, teachers' perceptions of having ELLs in the classroom, and strategies to support ELL's literacy development, and factors impacting teachers' capacity to support ELLs. So then I listed all the subcategories or the codes that go with each theme. So let's see, under factors impacting ELL's literacy development, I have prior experience with English, and I have exposure to the language and learning abilities. And I also included the evidence from the transcripts. So this is basically how I code my data.